Most threats in the landscape move quietly. They slip in, they take what they came for, and they disappear. The best ones leave so little trace that you might not know they were there for months. Not this one. This one wants you to know. Immediately, loudly, on every screen in the building. Because this one gets paid by announcement. And because the announcement is not the attack. The announcement is just when you find out. Welcome back. I'm the architect. Last episode, we walked the malware bestiary. Every major creature type, every purpose, saved one entry for last. Today, ransomware gets its own whole episode. Because it deserves one. And because by the end of this episode, a name is going to appear. One I want you to hold on to. The mechanics, to start. Ransomware is malware that encrypts your files and demands payment for the decryption key. Your data is still there on your drives and in your systems. It hasn't been deleted, but it's been scrambled with cryptography, made completely unreadable, and the key to unscramble it is held by the people who did it, who will provide it for a price in cryptocurrency to a wallet you can't trace. In the language of the dungeon, this is necromancy. Your data isn't gone. It's been killed, sure. And the necromancer holds a resurrection scroll. They'll bring it back for a price. In the early days of ransomware, that was the whole model. Encrypt and demand. Pay or lose your data. Simple. Then the criminals got smarter. Much smarter. Double extortion. The modern playbook. And it changes the calculation entirely. Before they encrypt, they steal. A full copy of your sensitive data leaves your network, quietly, while you are completely unaware. And then the encryption fires. The ransom note appears. And now there are two demands. Pay us for the decryption key and pay us not to publish your data. The second lever matters because it destroys the most common defensive answer to ransomware. Organizations figured out that the answer to encryption ransomware was good offline backups. If we can restore from backup, we don't need the key. We don't pay, we rebuild. Double extortion says, fine, restore from backup. You still owe us because we already have the data, and we will publish it. The patient records, the legal documents, the executive emails, the customer database, the intellectual property. The necromancer doesn't just kill your data anymore. They copy it first. And if you resurrect it yourself, they'll nail the copy to the tavern door for the whole kingdom to read. Now here is what most people fundamentally misunderstand about modern ransomware. It's not individuals. It's an industry. Ransomware as a service, or RAS. The developers build the tooling, the encryption engine, the payment portal, the decryption verification system, the negotiation infrastructure, the victim support portal, and yes, some of them have customer support. They license this platform to affiliates, people who run the actual attacks, who identify targets, breach them, stage the ransomware, and execute the extortion. The developers take a percentage of every payment. The affiliates keep the rest. This is the guild, an organized criminal guild with a hierarchy, specializations, and profit-sharing agreements. Initial access brokers who sell network entry points, operators who handle the lateral movement and staging, negotiators who manage the payment conversations in calm, business-like tones, and financial specialists who launder the proceeds through layers of cryptocurrency. Some operations have published their rules of engagement. Hospitals are off limits. Critical infrastructure, they say, is off limits. But when an affiliate breaks those rules, the organization sometimes issues a public apology and provides a free decryption key. Because reputation is a business asset, even in the underworld. Walk through the actual operation, mapped against the kill chain from Episode 8. Stage 1. Initial access. Phishing email. Compromised credentials purchased from a broker. An exposed remote desktop service. A door. Stage 2. Lateral movement. The attacker doesn't detonate immediately. They spend time moving through the network, escalating privileges, finding the domain controllers that let them touch everything, mapping the crown jewels, understanding the environment before they touch it. Stage 3. Data exfiltration. Before anything else happens, while they still have quiet access, your most sensitive data leaves your network. The backup for the backup threat. Stage 4. Staging. The ransomware payload is positioned across the environment. Every server, every endpoint, every backup system that they can reach, all ready to detonate at once. Stage 5. Detonation. Everything encrypts simultaneously, the screens change, the note appears, the clock starts. Stage 6. Negotiation. A professional conversation begins, conducted through a chat portal, about money, about proof that decryption works, about the secondary data threat, in a calm, measured, entirely business-like tone. This is not chaos. This is a refined process, executed by professionals who do this for a living. I want to give you something to hold on to, more than a concept, a name. The most dangerous operators in this ecosystem are not opportunists. They are organizations with infrastructure, with reputation, with the patience to pick targets carefully, to spend months inside of a network before anyone knows. The fictional analog for this campaign that we're going to be running has a name: The Pale Court. This is all you get for now. Not a face, not a manifesto, not a list of victims. Just a name. A collective of sufficient sophistication and patience to qualify as the apex predator of the ransomware ecosystem. The kind of organization that does not attack small targets, that waits for the right one, that plans in months, not hours, and when inside a network is extraordinarily patient and extraordinarily difficult to find. Their ransomware is necromancy. They do not destroy your data. They kill it, and they hold a resurrection scroll. And they will bring it back for gold, with polite correspondence and a support portal, and a response time that would shame most legitimate IT departments. Aristocratic, cold, bureaucratic, and very, very good at what they do. Keep the name, it will matter, and we will return to it. How do you defend against this? Because just don't get hit, unfortunately, is not a security program. Offline air-gapped backups. The ransomware deploys across everything it can reach. The backup it cannot reach is the one you can restore from, offline. Disconnected from your network, physically isolated from the systems that they can encrypt. This is the single most important ransomware defense. Network segmentation, slowing lateral movement, making it harder to spread from one compromised machine to everything else. The attacker gets a foothold, they should not also immediately have the whole castle. Privileged access management, limit who can access what. An attacker working in a low-privilege account can do limited damage. The time between initial access and reaching the crown jewels must be long enough for detection. Detection during the dwell time. The gap between initial access and detonation is your window. Behavioral monitoring, unusual access patterns, data leaving the network. These are signals. The organizations that detect ransomware operations during staging, before the detonation, have a very different story to tell than those who find out from a ransom note. Your quest objective. One question, and it deserves a serious answer. Does your organization have offline backups? Not cloud backups, Not backups stored on the same network as everything else. Offline, air-gapped, unreachable from within your environment. If yes, when did you last test restoration from them? A backup you've never restored from is a backup you don't actually have. You have a backup-shaped assumption. If no, this is the single hardest impact security improvement you could advocate for. Not the most glamorous, the most important. We've walked through the most financially destructive category of malware and put a name to the threat that will shape this campaign. Next time, the secret weapons. Vulnerabilities nobody knows about. No patch, no advisory, no defense built for a threat that hasn't been published yet. 0 days. The legendary tier weapons. The edge of the arsenal. And the reason patch everything and you'll be fine is almost, but not entirely, true. I'm the architect. We'll talk soon.